It's week 2 of my 12-week transformation. And if you've ever felt off track by Monday evening and totally been off the rails by Wednesday, stick around. Today, I'm going to show you how I course corrected in real time when that happened to me. So just like you, I juggle work and family and a metabolism that's not 25 years old anymore. Genny Tonin, and I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I help women who are like you and me, women in midlife, looking to support their hormones, increase their energy, and look better on the outside while also feeling better on the inside. And today's video is part of a 12-week series where I'm showing you in real time exactly what it looks like to do my 12-week midlife metabolism fix journey as a real woman with work and kids and family and a house and a dog and all of the things that I need to take care of above and beyond my own personal self-care. And I'm looking to be as transparent and honest with you as possible. So before I go any further, if you have questions about anything that I talk about along the way, or if you want to know something specific, be sure to drop a comment below. I read every comment that I get, and I'd be happy to make a video to answer any questions that you do have. Now, back to my week. So this week has already been a week. We are in the week approaching Easter. So Friday's a holiday. The kids won't be in school next Monday. So I have a 4-day weekend coming up for my kids. My one daughter has a cold. My husband had a flat tire this week. I've been struggling with a sore throat. My other daughter had her carpool unexpectedly canceled. And that's just to name a few of the unexpected hiccups that I've encountered over the past couple of days. Did I mention that I'm only halfway through the week so far? So the first thing I want you to know is that this part of the process, when you're just starting to get your bearings with some kind of big change in your life, well, it's pretty much a given that you're going to run into some roadblocks, some speed bumps, whatever you want to call it, obstacles, challenges, pitfalls. There's lots of words for it. And this is just part of the process. And I actually learned from an amazing author named Pressfield. If you haven't heard of him, go check him out. He's written some incredible works of fiction like The Legend of Bagger Vance. But to me, more importantly, he's written some amazing books on discipline and mindset. He talks about a concept repeatedly called resistance. And what I'm listing out for you, these are all different forms of resistance. So when you're looking to undertake anything new, a new big challenge in your life, pursuing a new goal, this could be going to school, getting a new job, getting into a new relationship, having a baby, all of the major milestones in life. And definitely this happens when you're trying to improve your health and your wellness. You inevitably encounter a form of resistance. So it can be getting sick. It can be that little voice inside your head that tries to talk you out of doing the things that you know are good for you. It can show up in a million different ways. And the flat tire, my kids getting sick, me having a sore throat, my daughter not having carpool any longer. Those are all great examples of resistance creeping up. And what all of those things do, well, they try to convince you to quit. They try to convince you to throw in the towel and give up and just go back to your familiar old way of doing things. Pressfield does a far better job explaining it if you want to check him out. But like I teach my clients all the time in my program, when I address mindset first, resistance is just part of the game. And to me, it's become a clear indicator that I'm on the right path. I hit these roadblocks when I'm trying to do things to make my life or myself better. Well, I'm not going to pretend for one instance that I like them or I enjoy them. They're part of the journey, and I just need to accept them. Just like a new mom needs to accept that her baby's going to wake her up in the middle of the night. It's part of being a new mom. So last night, the fridge is pretty much empty. I have to go grocery shopping for all of the Easter family gatherings that I have coming up this weekend, which is a whole other story. I'm not feeling well. I'm tired. I've been putting out a million fires all week already. And I'm not even really counting down the minutes to the weekend because I know that this weekend is going to be busy and hectic. And I have a lot of things to take care of. And I was frustrated. and I wanted to cry and I wanted to throw in the towel, but I didn't. Instead, I did this simple 2-minute trick that I learned long ago that has saved me so many times from throwing in the towel too early and waking up the next day mad at myself for giving up on myself, for letting myself stop before I even started to see progress. And hint, that's where resistance likes to sneak in. Before you've seen the progress, before you've really started to realize the good things as to why you're doing what you're doing, that's when resistance sneaks its little sneaky self in and tries to get you to quit. So what's my 2-minute rule? Well, it's really simple. The first thing is you have to recognize that you're in the middle of this resistance. You have to recognize it and call it out. And then you just have to take a nice deep breath in, let it out. Give yourself a little pause, a little grace. Feel those frustrated, annoyed feelings for 30, 60 seconds at most. Acknowledge it. Drink a nice, big, tall glass of water. I always have one on hand. Take in another big, deep breath. Hold it for a second. Let it out. And with that, my heart rate starts to slow down a bit. My brain starts to get a little bit quieter. The cravings that are chirping away in my ear tend to tame themselves a little bit. And then I eat some protein. Give ourselves a little bit of space for clarity and remind ourselves why we're doing what we're doing. And then we get back to it. And if you fall off track, if you totally go off the rails, well, that's not the ideal scenario, but it happens. It happens to the best of us sooner or later. And what we need to do then is we need to just get back on track. No sitting around feeling guilty, shaming ourselves, telling ourselves how terrible we are, and all of those negative things. We need to own it. We had a whoopsie. We slipped up. That's a part of life. And then we just get back to it. One slip up doesn't need to totally derail you. So long story short, I had this moment. I gave myself a moment to collect myself, get a little clarity. I had some protein. And what happened? Well, I stayed with my plan. And I woke up the next day, today, and I don't have a carb hangover from eating all kinds of nonsense that I know would only comfort me for the short term and ultimately would take me further from my goals and make me feel worse about myself. So if you're ready for the next level of momentum when it comes to fixing your midlife metabolism, then be sure to watch my Method Foundations video. It's the backbone to how I'm staying on track, and it can help you stay on track too. Now, if you want to continue watching my 12-week real-time transformation as a woman in midlife, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any further updates. I have several coming out each week. Hang in there. You've got this, and I will see you in the next video.